Pearl podcast. I'm your host, Latasha J. Humphrey, founder of the Flora Foundation Incorporated. And I'm super excited this year. This is 2020, like whenever you're listening to this. This year, of course, we started our podcast in 2017. And we've been interviewing women and girls. And I've had the awesome opportunity to be the host. And so this year I just wanted to do something a little bit different, and I invited two beautiful ladies to join me to co-host. We're going to do a series of episodes for you all, and we just look forward to having some fun. And so I welcome to our platform, Flora Foundation family, I welcome you to Miss Nisaa Muhammad and also to Miss Destiny McCarter. And I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves to you all. So, ladies, say hello first of all, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hello. Hi. Super excited to be here.
Good. If you all, if you want to start out, Nisaa, go ahead and introduce yourself. And then after that, Destiny, if you'll do the same.
Okay. So like she said, I am Nisaa Muhammad. I sometimes go by Nisaa, sometimes Lady. It just depends on who's talking to me in what situation. And I am super excited to be here. I have a passion for young people. I have a passion for the arts, and I'm all about my Black people. So yeah, I'm excited.
All right. Destiny.
Hi, my name is Destiny McCarter, and if I'm going to introduce myself, I'm just going to say girl on a mission. I think that just sums me up in very simple terms. Like Nisaa, I have a passion for youth. I consider myself a sort of a youth advocate. So I'm super excited to be on this platform, and I can't wait to see the impact that we make through these conversations.
Good stuff. Good. Well, ladies, of course, as we were getting together, just really talking about some things, I know you all, when we decided, we were just saying, today the title is let's talk about Black history from Juneteenth to June 2020, which we all know that 2020 has indeed been a year. I don't know about saying just so one for just the record books, but in a way it is. And so, I say, for now, let's start out with this. We're going to do our moment of silence, at least 30 seconds. We want to give, for the lives, that have been taken too soon in the police-related murders and in protest and just in the riots and injustice period. Let's just do a moment of silence, and then we'll go from there. All right, y'all. So we're going to get into the topic as relates to how you feeling, sis. And so who wants to start with that one?
I can go first. Okay. Well, how am I feeling? In this very moment, I am feeling good. I can sum it up as good. Very good. I went to botanical gardens. I got to, do some research on some stuff pertaining to my education. So I'm feeling good. That's my word. Good. Yeah, that's great. Me, I would have to say I'm feeling grateful. Even with everything that's going on, I know that things could be much, much worse. So I'm feeling grateful today. We like that.
All right. Okay. I would have to say for me, it is about that too. It's about that grateful part, that gratitude, and Just period. I mean, that would be, I would say, if that's my one word, check in, that definitely would be it, the gratitude. Yeah. So, what you got next, Nisa?
So up next, we've got What's Really Real, which is just, a quick little update as to what's going on in the world. I know some of us have probably seen, like, so much crazy stuff on social media. We've got the, Twitter beef, and we've got the stuff with the protests, and we've got, like, all types of crazy things. So just a brief type of update for those of you who may have buzzed a little bit over the weekend and decided, we don't really want to deal with it. So first things first, we have Juneteenth, which was yesterday, everybody, okay? So, yes, Juneteenth was yesterday, and even though where I'm from, they celebrated literally like with a big old festival, it seems like yesterday the whole world celebrated Juneteenth. And people who didn't know about it, they learned about it. So that was a wonderful thing. It was a worldwide Juneteenth celebration. Shout out to that. Also, in, I guess, a sense of, we'll call it melancholy news, our dear sister Breonna Taylor, the officer who fired the shots that killed her, was fired, which is a reformation, but it's not the justice that we wanted to see, but it is something. So, yes. And then I think, that's pretty much it, guys, as far as what's really real.
Okay.
I know there were some people who were like, oh, now y'all want to celebrate Juneteenth, but I gotta be honest, I'm happy that more and more people are learning about what Juneteenth is, and they're celebrating because it's something to celebrate. It's definitely a great sight to see. I'm proud of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I can say that too. Like, of course, it's just a beautiful thing to be. I think a lot of the things that we wanted is to be, is like, to be recognized, as it relates to it being our culture and just being like who we are as a people, and just like the history, and that, giving credit where it's due. And so yeah, I can say so too, Destiny, with that. It is a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, I agree.
And can you all share more about that? Like, about, as it relates to Juneteenth, and, kind of the what's, the whens, the whys, for those who may not know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Juneteenth was, like I said yesterday, everybody, and Juneteenth, it actually, I didn't know this aspect of it, but it's actually the oldest national celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery in the U.S. So I didn't know that aspect. I just knew it was when the last slaves were freed from Galveston, Texas. And so it began in 1865, and everyone beforehand had thought that, July 4th was Independence Day. Well, no, it wasn't for everybody. So, it wasn't for somebody, some people were a little late to the party. So, on June 19th, in 1865, the last group of slaves, and this is of slavery in the field and everything like that, they were freed. And so that is when Juneteenth came to be. And it's just a time to be Black, for lack of a better word. It's a time to be proud. It's a time to really reflect and honor those who came before us, and just really be grateful that while we may not have everything that we think that we need, we have everything or we think we want, we have everything that we need. And sometimes that's as simple as having family around and a good laugh. So, happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Absolutely.
I just think it's so crazy because when I was, in school, we didn't really learn much about Juneteenth. I don't think I knew what Juneteenth was until a little bit before I went to college, because my grandmother's birthday is actually on the same day. And so, my sister, she would, like, she said something about Juneteenth. I'm like, girl, what you talking about? What is that? And she, being the pro-black, the HBCU enthusiast that she is, she schooled me real quick. She said, girl?
Not the girl.
Yeah, she got me all the way together. So I appreciate her for that. But I really feel like Juneteenth is something that we should be learning in schools. Like, I've always felt like the whole history isn't being taught in schools, and I feel like that's a problem. Yeah, it bothers me because there's more to the story than what's in the books, and that's just something I wanted to put out there. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
Shout out to your sister. Shout out, right? Shout out to Kiki.
That's right. Yeah. And I think that's kind of that each one teach one, you know, as it relates to things that we may not know. And it's about that storytelling and sharing. That's how, you know, even within our culture, we've learned and been able to pass on so many things. And so I think that's a beautiful thing. So shouts out to, you said it was your grandmother, right?
Yes.
Yeah, shouts out to her for that. So awesome. Okay, all right. So what we got next, ladies? No, I was saying what we have next.
No, but I was. Oh, hello.
Are you okay with your signal with your phone?
I am. I think Destiny went out. Hold on, she's coming back.
Look.
Miss Destiny? Girl, welcome back to the party.
This is truly gonna be our tester, our pilot.
Yes, this is COVID recording at its finest, everybody. But y'all know Mercury's in retrograde, so the technology
I know, right?
That's what y'all know.
So just in case,
because like I literally put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I keep forgetting that even though I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, my family still has access to me at all times. And for sure, my older brother is calling me about his clothes that are in the washing machine.
Right. No, and I'm so glad. You know what? So let's have a human moment. So just a few minutes earlier, my two, they're 20 and 17. You would think, you know, they wouldn't, you know, just be acting silly, but they pretty much were earlier. I was like, I'm recording. I said, that's probably going to end up on the recording, so it is what it is. But I'm so glad you said that, just reminding everyone of the Mercury retrograde, just so we're clear about what this is. So if you're hearing,
be careful with these travels.
Right.
Don't start arguing with your person because you might not even mean it. Like, beware.
I know, right? So that's just a disclaimer. You said what now?
I said it's so real. Like earlier today, I saw my car. Well, my car didn't start, and then all of a sudden it started again. I was like, you know what? Mercury, you better get on these retro J's. I don't got time for this.
I know, right? So it is.
I'm sorry about that, y'all, for real. I could have told everybody else Do Not Disturb. I guess I didn't think people were gonna start calling me because they don't usually call me.
And isn't that something? Yeah. Yeah. That would be why.
All day.
It's only because you are recording. That's just how it goes.
That's exactly what it is. It's like they feel it in their bones that I'm doing something important.
Right. I love it. So go ahead and start. I think that's on you. That's the segment about asking the questions. So what you got for us?
So that segment about what now?
Asking the questions.
Asking the questions. Okay. So, all right. I I want to do the one that I did with Nisa the other day because it was super hard.
Oh my!
And it was like once you have only 20 seconds, it's like everything goes blank, right? So what you asked me was name 5 karate hits in movies in 20 seconds.
Okay, but no, we got something right before that where we were talking about what is the one thing you would tell your younger self about your blackness, about being black. We're gonna take it back a little bit further.
I'm not sure.
No. No, you got it. You keep now. You probably I guess you can keep that one. We'll try not to think about the 5 things, but no, but about.
I'm gonna ask a whole different one.
Yeah, I'm gonna start writing some stuff down now, so I think I'm gonna get it. No, but as it relates to asking the questions, what is the one thing you would tell your younger self about your blackness?
I would have told my younger self that it's not ugly. Like being black is not an ugly feature. Because when I was younger, I got picked on a lot for being dark skinned.
Okay.
And it definitely had a huge blow on my confidence as I was getting older. And I'm really just now getting to the point where I can appreciate and I can love the way my skin looks. I mean, I'm not one to brag, but baby, I look good. Okay.
Look.
Period.
You better look.
I attribute a lot of that to the fact that my skin looks the way it does. So that's something I would have told my younger self.
What about you, Nisa?
Yeah. I like that.
What about you, Nisa?
I'm sorry, I'm just feeling my good sense because I think every black girl has been there for sure where they feel like I'm not the standard of pretty. So I love that destiny. And you fine, girl, like one girl. You know I say that all the time, girl. Yeah, you do. A personal hype man or whatever.
I know, right?
Yes.
She really is. I mean, she really is when you're not around too. So it's not even just when you're around. When you're not,
those are the best ones.
Hey.
Yeah. That's what you gotta do, ladies. Hype your girls ass.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Okay. What would I tell my younger self about my black? Keep being black, I guess, because I had the privilege of growing up in a household where we knew we was black. Like you knew, and you knew, and you knew. And so, I would tell my younger self to, I guess, continue to thrive in that. Like, there's never been a time where I felt like because I was black, I was less than. Now, there have been times where I'm like, I'm not as light-skinned as the prettier girls. I've had those moments. Or I'm not as this or as curvy as I should be as a black girl. But I grew up knowing I was black. I'm done with that. But I think I would tell myself that black doesn't look like one thing. It's not, chocolatey skin because my mommy's chocolatey and I wondered why I wasn't chocolatey, but I also wondered why I wasn't light skin. I'm just here in the middle, and my hair wasn't what I thought it was supposed to be. That just wasn't, So, black is not one thing. So keep being black. So, yeah.
Yeah. No,
that's a good one.
I feel like for me it would definitely be to own it. Own your blackness, and know that it's beautiful for real. And I know, we hear that, be proud, it's black is beautiful, but I feel like be proud of it. And don't let anyone take that away from you, because that's how you were created, So yeah.
Absolutely. No, Miss Humphrey, can we backtrack? Because I really would like to know, and I don't know if it was something different, like, in school when you were a little bit younger, but did you guys learn about Juneteenth? Was that something that you guys were educated on?
No.
Okay.
As it relates to being in school, a lot of what I learned, I would say, I mean, I went to a Catholic school early on, and I'm originally from Chicago, so that's where I was. But then even moving here a little bit later, because I was in middle school by the time we got here, we did not. We didn't learn, I mean, period, about history. I learned outside of that because of an interest that I had, but also that my mother, she was just very adamant about our blackness, you know, and just owning who we are as Black people and very proud of it. So that's something that we really have in common even to this day, that we are truly for our people and unapologetically Black. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so, but learning in school, absolutely not. I mean, you know, it was kind of just, like I said, gaining that interest because of being taught that about Blackness, then that's what made me more interested in learning more. Just about our history, period, I'll say that.
Nice.
But yeah, it was, and it's unfortunate, you know, even to this day, and I know we can't wait for other people to even teach our children, so it is up to us to teach them those things. But I do feel like, why should it have to be that way? Like, why can't it be where it's not just a class, say you're in college and you take African American studies? Like, why does it have to be that? Like, why can't it be taught in the school system? If it's a part of, we talk about American history, right?
Right.
So we're not saying, you know, we're trying to teach something that's not American. We're not teaching about another country. It's pretty much like, well, it's more than slavery. And I feel like a lot of times when that's what you're giving, even to our children, if you're showing that's where you came from, then what hope, I mean, do you really have from that?
Right.
Okay, that's it. Like, that's where it began, you know. And it's like, no, you basically came from kings and queens. You're not nothing.
That's not where your story starts.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it is unfortunate that it's like that. And you know, if that time ever comes where it's, you know, that's something that will really happen, where it will be taught, then you know, if a time comes for that, then cool. But in the meantime, then yes, it is up to us to make sure that our young people know who they are, where they came from, and the story, you know, that it's not over. Like, there's more to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I was like, I'm gonna, emphasize on what we'll talk about, because Kerry Washington, she was doing an interview with someone on Instagram, and she was talking about how schools or even just at home, like, kids should be educated on like the origin of Black people and not just slavery and segregation, but the parts where we were thriving and we're the kings and the queens, and not just the parts of our history that's ugly. Because it's important. Like, it's important to know, to be represented in those spaces, so that you know I don't have to go down this line. I can go down this, because this is also something that I've seen, and this is also something that's a part of me. And I just felt like that's so important.
I love that. No,
absolutely.
And I do. I agree with you on that. That where we come from, you know, even teaching like your origin. I do. I really feel that way. Because it shouldn't just be the gloom and, you know, kind of the gloom and, you know, and I don't know if gloom and doom is to say it that way, but really like the parts that maybe are not so great. Like how many, you know, as it relates to the country itself, period, how many inventors, you know, that are Black, you know, that they don't have the credit, they're not getting the credit for it, or, you know, I mean, we say that, and I say, you know, we built this joint for free. I'm just saying. I got that from, I remember hearing Angela Ross say that some years back, but I was just like, that is true. Like, yeah. And not only that, how many things have we invented, you know, and didn't get credit for it, or just you do know it, and people just not really know. It's kind of, or it's not just known internationally. It's not globally known. You know, it's kind of, oh, it's there, but we don't really want to talk about that. But why not?
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Why is it when we do great things that the things that are, which I say why. I know it's a media thing. I know that, you know, that's the narrative that they want to show, whomever is coming up with these narratives that make us seem to be so awful, or, you know, we have all these bad stereotypes and all that different stuff. I mean, kind of all of that. And it's like, what about the things that we do great, which is plenty, versus the things that may be highlighted that are not so great.
Right. Mhm. Yeah. It's interesting, really, because I hear a lot of people here, and they're kind of like, oh, we didn't know about this, or I never learned about this, or even talking to the young people in the classroom, they're like, oh, I didn't know about this, and it makes me realize I was very fortunate. I went to a school. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and there's a school called literally the Columbus Afrocentric Early College High School, and so I started going there in 7th grade all the way to 12th grade, and it literally taught us everything about who we were before slavery, before all of that. We learned about that. We were taught about the Maya and the Gustavo. We were taught about just so many different things as far as Black people were concerned. And it was really amazing when I got out into the world to realize that even in college classes, they don't care to teach us. Even when you go to a school, it's like, yeah, we're taking African American history, but it's like, okay, slavery, July 4th, they skip over Black Wall Street and then go straight to Martin Luther King, and now we've got a Black president. So it's like, if I hadn't gone to the school I had went to in my early education years, I would have missed out on all of that. And I'm glad that I did it, because it's something that we need to know. It's so important. Look at how the young people are standing up because they're learning now. They're doing research.
Yes.
I think that's amazing.
I truly believe that this is the best time ever, even to be a young person, because you do have the different tools. You know, I mean, we always say Google it, but even the just wanting just to know, it seems like there's a thirst for knowledge that's out there. Even more, and definitely because of the pandemic, I'm sure, where everybody's kind of like, okay, we got time type thing. It's really like that, where it's like, I got time to look up whatever, or I have time to go to this protest, you know. I love it. I love it. In the midst of everything that is, you know, the injustices, and definitely with the pandemic, I still love this time, because it seem like we're unifying more than ever. I know within so many years that I've seen this. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the read you right generation for sure. They are not taking any mess. You come in correctly, and they are at your best.
True.
With that in mind.
This is so very true. So I love it. I applaud them, you know, and I support, you know, whatever way that I can. I have been, and I'm just like, you know, you can say what you want to say, but, you know, but I love our young people. I really do. You know, I know they get a bad rap, but I'm just like, okay, you know, what can we do to help? It's about guiding and being there as a support to me. Like, that's what it's about, you know, so yeah.
For sure.
And with that in mind, it kind of pushes us into one of our other questions. What words of encouragement or advice would you give to the young people that are waking up, doing their research, and rising up in light of it?
I mean, with it, I definitely would say continue. What's being highlighted, of course, a lot of times in media, it may be like the looting or being upset, but I'm just like, is it not time for that? I get it, for people who may be taking advantage or and I'm talking about the people who are they're doing things for gain, personal gain, but that's not the only thing. Like, it really is for those who are being enlightened for a time such as this. I encourage them, gain the knowledge, the wisdom and understanding, even speak with those elders who are willing to, to kind of give you history and just show you things and then even give you that wisdom, that insight. And I saw something the other day where it was as simple as embrace love, like show love. And continue to do that amongst each other. From Denzel Washington, he was being interviewed. It's been a few years ago. But the interview was kind of asking, I think at the time President Obama was in office, and he was saying that a president can't make you love. Like, a law can't be in place to make you love. It's something that you have to do. And as it relates to race relations, it's about engaging one another. And he was saying, just like he was doing then, having that conversation, that's how you show love. That's how you get to know other people. That's how you build on relationship. Because that's what you're saying. We say race relations. It is relationship. And so I would just encourage, young people to continue to do that with each other. Be open to the differences that you may have. But when the people are willing to learn and willing to change, then that's what you embrace and what you act upon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I second what Ms. Humphrey said in the beginning, where she said, educate yourselves. You need to know what it is that you're standing on, like all of it. You need to understand it. You need to know it because you'll be tried on it. Know the law, especially like with everything being politically adaptable these days. There's so many things they're changing or bills trying to pass through. Know what your rights are, so that if you have to fight for your rights, you'll be able to do so the right way. And I also encourage them to be kind to themselves in this moment, because there's a lot of they have their hands on a lot because they have the world at their fingertips with their phones. And so make the time sometimes, especially when you get overwhelmed or when you're constantly seeing the death of a Black person down your screen, take that time and just step away from technology, from media. Give yourself a break. Be kind to yourself. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yes. For me, I think I would say don't get distracted, because like there's so much out there that will be trying to like get you off course of what you're really after. It can be like some social media beef or whatever that has nothing to do with the goals that we have set in our minds. You know what I'm saying? So I would say remain focused, don't get distracted, and keep pushing.
I like that one. Don't get distracted. I like that one.
It's easy because there's so many people out here with so much to say, and some of the people that are putting stuff out there are not educated on the issues. And it's like, and those are the people who are like yelling the loudest at some point.
Right.
So it's like you have to be in a place where you can't get distracted by the people who aren't educated on the issues. So,
yeah.
I like.
No, I love that. I love that, Destiny, because that is true. With it's like and not being afraid to like call them out on it. Like if it's like, no, that's incorrect, and that's not what we're doing here. When you have those who are trying to, like I said, do stuff for personal gain or just do stuff to try to cause drama, it's like, no, like let me check you real quick, and it don't have to be nothing disrespectful. It's just that's not what we're doing. This is what we're doing, and we're gonna stay focused on what we're standing for. So yeah, and I think anybody can do that, really. Like, whenever someone is, and it's a way to do it lovingly, I get it. But when someone is really trying to cause drama and you're trying to divide, then, you know, we got to check that real quick. So,
Real quick, you know.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I say do that no matter who it is.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah. Well, we
That
do.
you brought up an interesting point.
Oh, go
You
ahead.
said, something. Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
Okay, so she brought up an interesting point where she said, like, don't get distracted about, like, everything else that's going on with stuff being out there, because it just kind of reminds you that a lot of people like to troll. This is a trolly world. You know, people say stuff because they're behind the screen.
Yeah.
You know, and so remembering that is definitely important, because I'm one of those people sometimes where I'm like, okay, look, I'm going to argue you down.
What you say, you got plenty of time.
But I'm not.
Were you on the
I am.
debate team? Look,
I am, because, you know, I have teenage brothers, and so, you know, they think they know everything. It's like, look, I've been around the block a few times. I will argue you down. But it's like, you know what, you're not hearing me. It don't even matter.
oh, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to
It's definitely true for the people who are on the opposite side. Like, sometimes they'll say something just to make sure that your energy not on the right thing. So it's like,
See,
we gotta be like, you know what? I see what you're trying to do, but baby, I'm on a mission, so I'm gonna go about my business, and I'm gonna see where you at.
Yeah. And I think even with that, you were saying with protecting yourself, I mean, you really do have to, like you said, not get distracted, but it's like preserve your energy. Be sure to protect that. Like, protect.
Yeah.
You be mindful of what it is and what it isn't. Say what you gotta say, mean what you say it, but don't get so involved that you're even depleted. You know what I mean? Like, recognize game, and kind of, you know, okay, let me bow out gracefully in some ways. And sometimes you do need to, like you said, Nisaa, like, make sure I get my point across. But there are other times when, you said what now?
Okay, right.
No, but I'm like, but then other times it's like, let me recognize what this is, and this may be a time for me to, like, preserve my energy. And be kind to myself, just like you were saying earlier. You know, be kind to you. And it's like, okay, I don't have time for that. Not for the foolishness, you don't.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, there are plenty. So yeah. Well, we have gotten to that segment. I don't know if you got another question about the 20 seconds of this, but
there's one last question.
Okay.
I feel like this is one of our hot topics, because we were talking about something similar the other day. So it was a tweet saying that the murders of black women did not arouse the same amount of concern or outrage as that of a black man. What are your thoughts?
So you said, now say that again.
It says, it's a tweet. It says, the murders of a black woman does not arouse the same amount of concern or outrage as that of a black man.
So, I think the famous quote, y'all probably know it, probably a little bit more, but the late great Malcolm X, what did he say?
He said the most disrespected and unprotected person in North America is the black woman.
I mean, I think, like, that's kind of, I mean, that is, it's still true. And he said that some years ago. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're how many, 40-some years later? And 40, 50, and we're still, it's the same thing. And it's unfortunate that it's like that. I know we've had to, even recent, of course, with Breonna Taylor, you know, rest in power to her, that to bring it to the forefront, and also the black trans, you know, lives that have been taken. And it was just kind of like, why do we have to fight harder to bring that to the forefront? But it goes to the disrespected part. It's like the who we are, like the things that people want to take from us, or appropriate. It's kind of like they can do that and get props for it, but then for us, you know, and I say us as black women, it's like it's criticized, or I mean, it's kind of all the way around, and it's unfortunately like even to the grave that the justice can't be due, and it's because of the color of your skin, or given to you. Like I just feel like we have to continue to stick together. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's like that, and I don't have all of the answers, but I do know that quote from him, I feel like it rings true years later from when he said it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it sucks. It sucks. But how do you change that? Like, how do you make it to where everybody is concerned about everybody equally?
I mean, a lot of it is to keep doing what we've been doing. Like with standing up, I know every chance I get as it relates to speaking out on it or posting or reposting or having this conversation, even what we're having now, is bringing light to it and not being afraid to speak up. I think even where we got to this point where we are now is because at some point it was like, okay, we're done. Like literally, this was the, you know, with Black Lives, where we get to, you know, bringing it to the forefront. It's not like this hasn't been going on, you know, where it became to whether police brutality or however. It really is like, at some point it's like, when are we gonna, like, are we really gonna keep doing this? And we're like, it's okay? Or we're gonna brush it under the rug? I think it's gonna take us continuing to speak out on it. And we have to have those allies, though. I mean, that's why this is where we are right now, even in what's going on, is because you actually have someone speaking up for you. And I would like more so like with our men, more of our men speaking up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like if anything, because we speak up, we go to bat, baby. I think like for us, period, like we go to bat for, if we love you, you know, got love and respect for you, it's kind of like, okay. Yeah. We're gonna speak. We're gonna ride. We riders. We are that. You know. I don't know. I remember seeing some one time. This is a little bit. It's not absurd, but it's funny when she was like, "Why I gotta die though?" When it was like, "I'm a ride or die," she was like, "We can ride. I mean, why we just can't?" You know what I'm saying? Like we can. I'm there for you, but why I gotta die though? So it was funny, but
I might be injured a little bit, but I don't know about that. I'll be a rider injured, but I don't know about that.
Right. Because she was like, "Where are we riding to? Like, where are we riding? Are we going to get something to eat?" It was something real crazy. No, I just had to throw a little lightness in there because it is kind of heavy. But you know, we'll ride for just be down for you. If we really, you know, if we have respect, like I said, and love for you, like we got you, you know. And we just want the same in return. We're not asking for a lot. And so I think, but also, you know, making sure that our men know, and y'all gotta do a little bit more now.
Yeah, absolutely. Get on the right track and stay there. Don't move.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said it. Stay there. Don't move. But how do you all feel? Like, what do you think needs to happen to make that shift, or to even begin that happening, I guess?
Honestly, I can't even imagine what it would take for everybody to be on the same page when it comes to protecting each other. It would have to be like a total deconstructing of a mindset and rebuilding of a mindset. Oof, come through with the mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's one of those things, like even like listening to you two speak and just thinking, it's like, because your mind goes to like, oh, we could sit down and have a conversation, but it's like, okay, what is the base of this conversation? Well, now we do have to take away all of this post-generational trauma. You had to take away, the issues that were there that we didn't put in our community, but we adopted into them, and then we just transferred them as the generations went on. So it's like you really, like she said, have to break down to the very beginning. But I think in this day and age, with so many people losing someone, and feeling it, because I feel like of course we always feel when someone is taken from us, but there have been so many, like, moments where it's like, I didn't really know this person. Like, I really feel like, you have to remind yourself that you didn't know them for you to feel as emotional as you do, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, for instance, when Kobe Bryant passed and then he rest in power, I was torn up. I didn't even watch basketball, but I was torn up,
Yeah.
Yeah. Torn up. So it's like, the more it happens, especially when it's as tragic as a murder that we now see constantly, you start to realize that it's bigger than, well, I don't like you because of this, or I'm mad at black women because of this, or I'm mad at black men because of this. It's like, okay, y'all, we need to really pull together now, because we all we got at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we all we got. We got to protect one another. And I feel like at this point, it needs to be just a sense of, okay, I may not rock with, dating black girls because whatever my mom put me through, whatever, I may not rock with dating black men because of whatever. But you don't got to want to date me to protect me.
That's right. Yeah, that's good.
Like, there should be no reason you protect an animal better than you protect a human being. Especially if you got serious. If you got a mama, if you got an auntie, some female in your life is your favorite.
Right.
So, I just, that other stuff, let that go. Deal with that in-house. Stop putting it out there in the world for everybody to look and laugh and be like, y'all can't get it together. Y'all need to figure this out. It's got to be figured out. It's got to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, ultimately it starts with you. Even like you just brought up something very, very important as it relates to even your trauma. And that's with each of us, just any healing that needs to take place. I think taking responsibility for even where you are and whatever, like you said, whatever has been adopted or whatever mindset that you have, really recognize where you are and do that work within so that you can even offer that to someone outside of you. And I mean even healing, or even the space to have conversations about, like, where they are, you know what I mean? But I think the more we stand up for ourselves and for each other, and I'm talking about as black women, then when that is there, it's almost like that's what you'll attract to you.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
It's a marathon though. It's definitely not a sprint. So we just have to continue, and I think do whatever we can, individually, so that we can bless the collective as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And if you ladies have never heard it, there's this poem that Jill Scott did back when there was this thing called Deaf Poetry Down Poetry.
Yeah.
She did a poem called The Sky Ain't a Ceiling. So if you guys ever, anybody listening, get on YouTube and check it out. And what she was saying in that poem, really, it has to do with our last question and definitely follow-up question of how do we fix this. So, check it out. It's beautiful. Jill Scott comes with all the vibes all the time. So,
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Absolutely. Queen. Yes.
Yep. So I think now we get to ask the fun questions.
Oh, my.
I was so excited about this segment, and I just, ran right to it.
You've been thinking about this all week, huh, Jess?
I have. I really have, no doubt. I was train myself to be ready on goal in 20 seconds and not go blank.
And she got you better than that. I'm not gonna give you an easy one. You know I don't like playing like that.
First of all, so you trying to win for real? Like she for real, for real. Look.
I care. I care about these things.
I don't know if I want to play with you. I don't want to play.
I'm committed.
Oh
to
my.
taking it
Oh my.
I am not mad at it. Okay. Okay, so let's explain what 20 seconds or less is, guys. So 20 seconds or less. Basically, we ask the question, and you have 20 seconds or less to answer it. So, I know, right?
Okay. Let me get ready. Let me get my mind right. Okay.
So let me ask y'all first things first. Both you ladies know who Loretta Devine is, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
My.
For you ladies.
Thank goodness.
Name 5 movies with Loretta Devine. 20 seconds or less. Hold on.
So what? You want me to go?
I said the time, but y'all so excited. Why is it about Okay, ready?
Oh.
Wait, who's going?
Who going?
Let's do.
Is it collective effort or is it like?
No.
Oh yes, collectively. Let's do it. Look.
Collective, no. All right, we're gonna do. We'll do Miss Humphrey first. Let's see.
What? Look. Okay, fine. Let me try. Let me do
20 seconds or less. 5 movies with Loretta Devine. Go.
Man. This Christmas.
Okay.
Oh my. Waiting to Excel.
A classic.
Ooh. What is? Come on, sister. Wait a minute. Destiny, don't be looking stuff up on the internet.
She gets outside. Dang. You know that sound is Humphrey, right?
That's why I'm just saying I felt it. That's all I got right now. I love her though. She's a great actress.
I had a couple more ready for you, Miss Humphrey. I was hoping that you was gonna let me piggyback so I could come in with the same.
Give it to her.
Okay, so she said this Christmas, Waiting to Excel, and what other one?
That was it.
They're gonna choose. So she was also in Dreamgirls.
Oh.
That's your favorite, so yeah.
She was in that T.I. movie, what's it called? The one that was recently, that was on Netflix. She was the mama, she had cancer.
Was it Trap House?
Yeah, no, maybe, it was probably, that's what it's called, but she was in there, she was the mama.
And, okay.
I haven't seen that one.
And, did I already say lottery ticket?
No, but she was in that.
She was the lottery ticket.
Wow, I'm surprised nobody said like Kingdom Come, like.
I was thinking like Kingdom Come, but I couldn't think of the name at the time.
Okay. All right, Destiny, are you ready for your question?
I don't know. I might be. Hold on. Okay. Who is my person?
Let's see. Who we got? Let me tell you what you think we should do with Destiny.
Oh goodness.
And this is about movies?
It could be movies, it could be songs, whatever your heart desires.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's do songs.
Which are they?
Let's see.
Like, oh, y'all stressing me out.
Let me think. Oh, okay. What are 5 songs by Luther Vandross?
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't listen to a lot of Luther. What? I don't know if people just don't.
You are an artist. You are a singer.
Look, gospel house.
Now that was I'm trying to be helpful. That's classic, and then you're a singer.
I'm sorry, wait.
Nobody judge me when I say that.
Did I go back too far?
I think that's not on me. That's on my parents. Don't blame me. they were strict on the music. Some
Oh,
of the
the
music I learned
music.
because my brother was a rebel. And
That's the funniest thing I'm saying.
Oh my.
again, my brother was a rebel.
Well, that's my song anyway.
He wasn't listening to Luther Vandross. He was listening to Andre 3000. I think we gotta come up a little bit.
You gotta come up a little bit.
Come up a little bit.
Okay, come up a little bit. Let me see here. That's too easy, girl. You know, Dream Girl's like the back of your hand.
See, that's all I don't say no. Look.
I think I got you.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, this could be a simple one. Can you name me 5 Chris Brown movies? Or songs, I'm sorry.
Chris Brown songs.
Yes, Chris Brown songs.
Look at her. She
Okay.
perked up on
Hold on,
that.
I said the song. Hold on.
Okay.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, Run It.
Okay.
Forever.
Okay.
Well, I'm not blanking right now. Like, I don't know these songs. Right Time to Say Goodbye. I don't know the official. I can't remember the official title. Is it 20 seconds isn't enough? 20 seconds is not enough. Yes. We need like 30 seconds on the clock.
Look.
But I got to at least. I think I got 3 of them. I got 4. Girl, look at me.
That's when did you say your 20 seconds was gone, Pumpkin?
She said I got it. I think the judge, she said I had got it.
Oh my.
No, you only got 4. You were still talking when that 5th one came up.
Oh man.
Yes.
Well, I got as far as I could get. It's something about being time that just makes you can't think.
Girl, listen, okay? That's when all your brain cells are out the window. They be like, this was fun. Now I gotta go.
Right. I don't think we should let Nisa go by without being able to play this game.
Bring it.
So I have one for you. Okay.
Okay, I'm nervous. Okay.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Okay. Name 5 movies or shows that Tyler Perry is not in from his collection.
Okay. Can I go?
Hold on, let me start the time. Ready? Go.
Okay. Neighbors from Hell. Meet the Brown. The Have and the Have Not. And Occupied by Myself. The movie, not the play. And the one.
That's it.
The girl, the knockoff karaoke one.
That was your time was up.
What's her name?
That's 4. You got 4, but you didn't get to the 5, which is okay.
But you know what I was talking about that last one, you know, where it's like Kerry Washington is the president, but she's the president, the Oval. That's what it was. I couldn't think of the name.
She said, the president.
That's a new one. I feel like that would be a hard one because Tyler Perry was doing all his stuff for real.
Girl, and my first thought was honestly Diary of a Mad Black Woman, but I'm like, but these all up and through there.
Right.
It's all up in there. It's like, because when you think about it, it's like, wait, Tyler Perry himself isn't in it, but then you got to think about Medea, Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Hey, I might have missed a couple of those saying if you were thinking like that. I should have said like acrimony or something. I don't know.
Yes, those are the ones that I thought about, like Acrimony, Temptation,
Yeah.
If Loving You Is Wrong,
I know.
or Love Thy Neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
And he has a new show. He has a new show,
He has
Bruh.
a few. He has a what now?
The new show, Bruh.
Oh, he has a new show,
I heard that.
And
Yeah, I heard that. Now, Sisters has one of my favorite YouTube people or YouTube Instagram people in it. His name is DeVal. And
I love the guy.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Him and Kate are the cutest.
podcast. I love to like look at them on their Instagram, and there's just adorable Black love, and I love to see it.
Oh,
I like how original they are in their approach to the content they put out.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's very authentic, so I love that. You can definitely sense the authenticity of it all, so I love them. I haven't seen Bro, but I've seen the men in Bro, so Bro, I'm going to be wild.
Yeah, I've been able to check it out. It's pretty cool. So, just anything you can support, of course, it's on BET Plus. That's where I saw it, so. But yeah.
BET trying to bring us back. They bring us back.
Little something.
They're like that boyfriend that know they did you wrong, so they try to do everything they can.
My. Is she just so fair? I love it.
I love memories, flowers. Right.
I'm trying to get in good graces again. Yeah. That's too funny.
How your mom? You know she was
random cash apps and stuff. Okay.
Love it.
Oh my God. There's a guy. We had broke up. He said my grandmother had mentioned this DVD she couldn't find, so he went online and found like a limited edition version of it.
Wow.
Let him know I can't be bought, but I'm gonna enjoy this movie.
Love it. Love it.
Oh my goodness.
I am not fooling with y'all, but we're gonna get ready, kind of get towards our outro. But I do want to kind of do a feelings check with you all, starting with you, Nisaa. Just one final word as it relates to the check-in.
Honestly, Black. Right today, right now, in this moment, after our discussion, our very first podcast, the 2020.
I know.
With a QUE, like, French and whatnot. Frenchy Black, I'm Black. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's QUE.
Y'all are so silly.
The boozy Black. We the boozy Black.
Yes.
But I think I'm still feeling the same way I felt at the beginning of the episode. I'm grateful, grateful to have people in my circle who are unapologetically Black, who don't mind doing research, who don't mind having fun and having these discussions. So I'm grateful.
Awesome. I want to say excited for me. I'm curious, I know this is our first episode together, and like we talk about, we giving the disclaimer once again about the Mercury retrograde, however the sound and all that good stuff, we gonna mix what we can and kind of do what we do, and make sure, like, as we keep moving forward, that we do have fun, that we enjoy each other's company, and also just share and really put out good content for others, to enjoy, no matter who they are. So I'm grateful for each of you. I thank you all for joining me on this journey. And so I thank each of you very much. I really do believe you all, the two of you are amazing young women, and I'm just grateful. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Oh man, the tears.
Oh my.
Oh my God. Woo, we're sitting on your neck. Right. Oh my gosh.
Oh my. So did y'all have anything you wanted to say before I kind of take us on out?
Anything I want to say? Y'all know my good sis Tiana Taylor dropped that album?
Yes, baby.
The intro alone is something, when I kid you not, it makes you cry. It's Iman proposing, and then it goes right into the phone call he had with the operator from 911 as he was giving birth to his, like as she was giving birth to their child, he's like, I got my daughter in my hands. And it's like, it's just full of so many emotions. So it's a beautiful album. Like amazing album, lovely. Yeah. So check that out because good music is always a good thing to have.
True. Shout out to Beyonce with that Black Parade. Thank you. Just real quick, but go ahead.
I'm sticking with Nisa. Go get that album, baby.
Yes, girl.
Tiana Taylor, I feel like she's getting the recognition she deserves now, but she's been the truth.
Girl.
So, I'm happy to see it. Yes, Google me, baby. Google me, baby.
Oh my. Look.
You gotta ask somebody. She was the most.
Well, I mean, definitely. I know. I do like her. Is it "Love Me"? Is that the name of the song?
Yes. Cause you're gonna love me.
Yeah. So I like that. Yeah. But yeah. So I mean, I have to check that out. But I have been rocking, like I just said a few minutes ago, Beyonce's Black Parade. I was rocking that today when I stepped out for a little bit. So. That's really cool. So I just I'm a music lover anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check her out then. Have to check her album out. Good stuff. Well, ladies, I thank you all once again, like I said, for joining me, and I just want to thank everyone who's listened to the podcast. We are going to have a good time as we move forward, and so we thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you all soon. Keep shining.